There's three things that are guaranteed in this life: death, taxes, and Games Workshop upper management being absolute cockwombles. We're back talking about even more GW drama. I hate to talk about it. I want to focus on the positive things, but GW make it really, really hard to do that because some of the actions that they take. This time, it's with the game Tabletop Simulator because they've issued more strikes. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why, because this is free PR. This is free real estate for Games Workshop. So let's jump in, let's talk about it, let's look at this, and let's have a little waffle about it. So this all happened last night over on Twitter because someone posted about Games Workshop doing some takedowns. I'll put the meme up in the background. It actually came from a meme, that's why I saw it. This is the big post that's going around. It was posted by someone called OmniPaints, if you want to go and check him out over on Twitter. It says, Hubert's 11th edition table on Force Organization Workshop has been forcibly removed from the Steam Workshop via a DMCA from Games Workshop. You'll notice none of my works are now publicly viewable on Steam Workshop as well. So basically, Games Workshop have come in and they've taken down some of the big assets that allow you to play their game on Tabletop Simulator. For those people who don't know what Tabletop Simulator is, it literally what it says on the tin. You can go in and you can play digital Warhammer games. I've used it so much in the past. All my friends have used it so much in the past. Sometimes I play people in America just to have a little bit of a chat, a little chin wag, a little bit of a social gathering, throw some dice, etc. I think it's an absolute fantastic program with some fantastic mods on there. Now, I know what some people are going to say this. Well, Valrak, they're only protecting their IP, right? They have to do this, they have to do that. Mate, there's other massive companies like Marvel, Disney and stuff that are not taking these DMCA takedowns down. They're leaving it on there. They're allowing the players to do it. And I know some people are going to say, well, Valrak, it's going to hurt them as a business. I think that is absolute bollocks. I'm your prime example of that being bollocks. Look at this room. Look at the models. There's even more models in the other room. I love buying Games Workshop products because I'm a massive Space Marine fan. Sometimes I like to go on there and do like list ideas, lore lists, meta lists, right? And go on there, play it out to see what it looks like, to see if it's viable, if it does actually work. I think it's a great tool to actually get you in to the physical Warhammer game rather than it being the other way around, which I think Games Workshop is viewing it as. They're viewing it as a competitor, which again, I think is absolute bollocks in my opinion. I'm sure there's going to be people who disagree, but everyone who I know, everyone who I've played against or who have some experience of tabletop wargaming has jumped on and played Tabletop Simulator at some point, and it hasn't stopped them going out and buying physical models to paint, play with, or just bang in their shelf. So if you want to come in with that argument, I'm sorry, I massively, hugely disagree with that. What this is down to at the end of the day, and this is coming from people who I've spoke to, like ex-GW people, ex-people who used to work at game industries and actually work with GW on the IP level, is that Games Workshop wants full control, no matter what. It's either their way or the highway, which brings into a lot of questions about what's going to be going on with Amazon, because Amazon is not going to be one of those people that lay down and let GW take control, because Amazon are going to be footing the bill for potentially billions and billions of pounds into a potential movie slash TV show. So I don't know what's going to go on with there, but I will say this is that GW wants control. They hate people having this type of method to go on and play their game digitally, even though it will make them actually make sales. Again, it would make them make sales. I'm sure there is going to be some people out there that will never touch a GW product, but for the most part, this is a great tool. This is a great system for getting people excited into your game, playing your game, getting comfortable with your game, so then they can go out and physically buy your products, your books, and stuff, which, may I say, are very bloody overpriced for what they are, right? And then they can actually get into 40k Warhammer the Old World, Necromunda stuff, because there's not just one game system on there. There's multiple game systems for multiple games. Again, I'm not talking about Games Workshop. There's like Marvel games on there. Like this every type of bloody game you can think of, like, is on there. Mate, even Martyrdom, we did some tests on there and stuff like that, and I don't mind people going on there, play testing Martyrdom on Tabletop Simulator. Do it. Crack on with it, mate. Have all the fun you bloody want. So yeah, it's absolutely insane. The really thing that takes the wind out of my sails with this is that, as I'm recording this video right now, we are 2 hours away from the big summer GW reveals. And as I always say, right, I'm like a kid in a candy shop, as you can probably tell, when it comes to GW and reveal shows, because I love to get excited over these stupid, bloody little Space Marine models. I love that. That is my bread and butter. People call me a shill, people call me other names and stuff. I completely get it, because I get excited over these little products. But it definitely does take the winds out the sails. It definitely does give you a bit of a Debbie Downer when you want to get excited about a product, but then on the other side of the coin, GW are doing absolutely just twattish things like this, cockwomble things, as I said at the start of the video, like this. And it's not all Games Workshop, it's just that small minority of the upper management that just want full bloody control. 9 times out of 10, well, normally like 10 out of 10 normally, everyone you meet at Games Workshop is an absolute cracking person. Like, if you walk into the shops, amazing people, right? That as hobbyists just like you and me. But just like any corporate structure, when you start climbing that ladder, it becomes less GW and more suit and tie. And this is what it is, right? It is literally a suit and tie decision. And I don't like it. Again, it's kind of like the animation stuff all over again, right? Paywall it, put it behind. Warhammer Plus, hardly have anything on Warhammer Plus. It's, yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I don't like it. Can we change anything about it? No. GW are known for being absolute just... they're just there when it comes to DMCAs and like protecting their IP more than anyone else in the bloody world. I don't agree with it. I think it's kind of crappy. I don't think it was hurting anyone, but that's my take. If you disagree, disagree. But at the end of the day, I think it's a shitty decision from Games Workshop. Anyway, I'll see you in a couple of hours for these reveals. Hopefully it'll be cool. But again, a little bit of a sour taste now left in my mouth. See ya, have a great day, and bye-bye.